Wait a moment, that's not D.C. That's Baltimore. So for you football fans, that's the Ravens Stadium, Baltimore Ravens. And next to it is Camden Yards, which is the Baltimore Orioles Stadium. And we'll see that in just a bit. We still got a little bit to go of traffic before we get into downtown Baltimore. Oh, there's Camden Yards, that brick building over there. We'll see it in a second. There's Camden Yards. That's where the Baltimore Orioles play. It's actually a beautiful ballpark. I don't think the Orioles are doing that well or have done that well in the last, I don't know, what, decades or so? Not since Cal Ripken days, yeah. All right, let's get into the city. I think that's George Washington up there. This is Washington Plaza in downtown. And we gotta zip around through the steam. Yeah, that's an art museum there. There's the statue. A beautiful church over there too. Riser shapes too.
Which, and you know there'll be people up and down, which is not ideal.
Oh, that's you, right? That's your new track line, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I have to, I'll slide down there next to you. But it depends how big that depends how big the teleprompter is. Hey guys, that's the brand new Acela. That is the new super high-speed train that's going to go into service next year. It's already on the test runs. And that's one of their regional brand new locomotives down there. Anyway, that's the tunnel that's going to be replaced and be announced today. It's going to be a $4 billion replacement. It's actually going to take a slightly different path. It's going to go down this line and curve through the mountain down there. Anyway, we're done with preset. Let's go get some breakfast. So there's Baltimore. That is the inner harbor of Baltimore and downtown. I'm up on a place called Federal Hill, which was a Union troop garrison during the Civil War. You see, Maryland was a slave state. Maryland almost joined the South, and there are a lot of pro-Southern elements that lived in Baltimore, so they had troops and cannons stationed up here during the Civil War. Down that way, that's where all the new developments come. That's the old Little Italy area. Fells Point is down there, where they filmed a lot of movies like Homicide and Sleepless in Seattle. I think that's where she lived, down in Fells Point. Maybe we'll go over there for a bit. We just went to Fort McHenry, but it's closed because that's where the helicopters are landing. And I was going to take you out there, but not today. Oh, that's the Baltimore Aquarium, the National Aquarium. It's actually a pretty cool aquarium. And let's go explore some. I think that's a meter reader car. It's driving through the neighborhood with a sensor reading all the smart meters that are in the street. Kind of a weird car. Yep, so that little car just goes through the neighborhood. Oh, a speed bump. And you can see it's got a little sensor on the top. He reads the meters. Up and down the street, reading everybody's meter. Pretty funky. So now we're entering the Fells Point neighborhood. Still has the brick cobblestone streets. And this is kind of a nice little community. So fans of the NBC show Homicide, which used to be a police detective drama, oh God, about 15, 20 years ago. That was police headquarters for that show. They used this building in Fells Point for Homicide. And it's right down here on the water. Now, out there on that dock, there's a scene in Sleepless in Seattle where Meg Ryan goes out to the end dreaming about Tom Hanks out in Seattle. She's sitting out on that dock. And several other movies have been filmed down in this part of Baltimore because it still has that historic charm of cobblestone streets and trolley tracks. That's Bertha's Mussels over there. That's a famous Baltimore tradition to go to Bertha's Mussels. A lot of crab places around here and other seafood places. Let's walk out to the dock a bit, yeah? So off to my right, that is the inner harbor area. where we just drove through. We were up on that fort, which is back behind that. That brown building, I believe, is the old Domino Sugar building, where they used to process sugar. It came in by boat. Now, speaking of boats, we've got a couple of military Sea Lift Command vessels over there. Those are military transport vessels, though technically I think they're civilian until the time of war, and then they get activated. Those look like, that's a LST maybe? And a couple others. There's another couple of them, on the other side of that point. We can't see them. They're out farther in the bay. Oh yeah, there's a couple down there to the left. There's quite a few MSC vessels here in Baltimore today. And of course there's some big freighters way off in the distance. It's now the headquarters of Under Armour. Yeah, that building over there I think is Under Armour's headquarters. There's the Sea Lift Command vessels, a couple of them there, and then a couple of them farther out over there, plus some other vessels at Sparrows Point. Those are big freighters. And then the inner harbor is just down over there to my right. Okay, let's go back into Fells Point. Established in 1726 by William Fell, a shipbuilder from Lancashire, England. 600 ships were built here between the colonial era to the Civil War. Pretty famous. So guys, let's take a look at the train station over here. Baltimore Penn Station. Not as big as Union Station in D.C., but still pretty ornate. And that's where you get a train down. Welcome to the press pit. Very tight shot today. And we got a train coming. There he is. It's itself. That is the old Acela train going into the old tunnel that will be replaced by a new train and a new tunnel. This being the new Acela train, and that's the name of the new tunnel. So guys, I'm on a ladder. Really tall ladder, but I got a good view. Okay, his helicopter is airborne. We still have another hour and 20 minutes or so. I think we're going to have some pre-game stuff going on. Oh, Secret Service is up on the roof.
You can hear it. Okay, you got it on. Okay, I'm going to call
I just realized it's one set of wheels for two cars. Even my model train days are old, but they used to have two trucks per car. From ground level, this is what I see. Heads. The heads of the White House TV and AMTRAK TV and local news. But if I move my camera up, I can just get over the top.
And welcome. It is my honor to join Governor Westmore timing is everything, right? So it is my great honor to be joining Governor Westmore, President Joe Biden, our federal, state, and local elected officials, Secretary Buttigieg, and our hardworking union brothers and sisters to celebrate this critical all-aboard partnership between AMTRAK and the Maryland Department of Transportation.
Almost late, almost, but not quite. And all of you are right on time. Good afternoon. Are we happy? And are we sure? And is this great? Come. Whoa. The crescendo is falling off. This is a great day. It's the culmination of a great project, and there are a lot of people to thank.
Straight right behind. You guys getting this?
I am so delighted to be here. Thank you, Senator Cardin. Thank you, Senator Van Hollen, Congressman Mfuma, and all of the congressional delegation members who saw to it that we have this bipartisan infrastructure law to make these kinds of investments possible in the first place.
To see what partnership looks like, what can get done when we actually start working together. And this kind of partnership that we're seeing right now between the state of Maryland, between AMTRAK, between Maryland's Department of Transportation, because it has been 150 years. And it is now, that's right, it's been 150 years, and it is now time to bring the B&P tunnel into the 21st century. I'm mass transit and let folks know, reminding people about what we're going to get done here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Every time I see a train door open, I head for it. By the way, I can say it now since I know there's different leadership. I used to about 15% of the time ride with the engineers, for real. And I'm the only guy that I'm aware of when I stopped riding Amtrak that had a key to get in the back. So you can tell your predecessor, he's gone after that. Look, hello Baltimore. Is there any organized labor, any unions in the house? You're making a run, man. Well, Brandon Scott, thank you to invest in rail to make it easier for people to use. Its potential to take thousands of vehicles off the highway, including the interstate, to save millions of barrels of oil, reducing pollution. All the studies show if you get from point A to point B by rail faster than you can by automobile, you take the rail. This is going to be a game changer for the environment as well. So this is what we're doing across the country, not just here. Tomorrow I'll be in New York for a similar announcement. The Hudson Tunnel project, critical junction in the Northeast Corridor. For decades, the backbone of America, the middle class, has been hollowed out. Too many good-paying manufacturing jobs move overseas because labor is cheaper. Jobs move overseas and factories close down. Once thriving cities and towns became shadows of themselves, what they used to be. When Carrier, one of the biggest manufacturers in Syracuse, New York, stopped making air conditioners, the town went into decline. Now, Micron's enormous investment of semiconductors in Syracuse is bringing it all back and more. It's not about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be, I mean this sincerely, it's going to be okay. Never been a good bet. Never been a good bet to bet against America. Never. And I can honestly say, as I stand here today, I have never been more optimistic about America's future. I just have to remember who in God's name we are. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity when we work together. We've never failed to meet an objective when we set our mind to it. So it's about time we say, once again, we're going to lead the world the second quarter of the 21st century. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Protesting the tunnel. They don't want the tunnel in West Baltimore, but that's probably too late. I think they've already started the planning. It's all the Secret Service here too. Well, guys, you've seen the wire, and there are a lot of vacant houses in Baltimore, just boarded up. Nobody lives here anymore. Okay, so we finished our political stuff, and now we've made our way to the parking lot of a gentleman's club, because in the parking lot of the Gentleman's Club is some of the best roast beef in all of Baltimore. Chaps Pit beef. Let's get some lunch. Pit beef. Let's go to this. A bunch of fries in there. And we got a pit beef sandwich. Oh man, it's so good. Oh. Okay guys, so that was my roast beef. That was the scene in Baltimore, but that is only half of the scene in Baltimore. You see, I spent about an hour at a train museum, and it's really cool. But that's coming tomorrow, or maybe later tonight. I don't know. I have to edit up that video. Anyway, by the way, sorry about the audio at the railroad thing, but there were these huge high tension or electric lines, and they were creating all sorts of electric interference on the speakers. All the TV crews were moaning about the quality of the audio. And if you go out and check out CNBC or CNN's coverage, they all had audio issues as well. It just wasn't the best location for recording audio. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I will be back tomorrow. Biden's in New York, so we'll see something else. We'll go look at something cool in DC, yeah? No chasing him around. Well, we might chase his helicopter. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.